So what's the best advice you've gotten?
Wow. Shoot. Really put me on the spot, huh?
I can talk about
Best advice.
the best advice I've gotten is to just kind of riff for a while with because I'm a very perfectionistic writer. The first line has to be right, and it has to be really dialed in, and it has to be perfect. Um, and I don't know if you play guitar. I feel like you might. Do you at all?
A little bit more in high school than I do now.
Yeah. But on the guitar, there's like the proper chord where you actually push your fingers down onto the neck and you can play a song or whatever. But there's this harmonic that exists when you just barely touch your finger to the string and you allow it to vibrate, and it's this beautiful, just like euphonous kind of sound. It sounds like a bell, and I want every line to do that. But sometimes, even though you have a poem inside you, you have to just riff for a while and just kind of
Sure.
write and write and write until you get to that line. And you just got to get through the stuff to get to the beginning. And then,
Hmm.
you just kind of become dialed in. And I think that relates back to the bad advice we were talking about. Like, I think the advice to write every day is to just constantly riff and work at it and allow yourself to be bad so that you can get to the good stuff. Um,
Definitely.
and I feel like that can be bad advice because you can force yourself and put a tremendous amount of pressure on yourself, but also
Right.
to just kind of get to where you want to go, but only if it's there already. If it's not there, I feel like that's. So, what would be your version of the best advice? I hope I reminded you of something.
Uh, you would think that something would have come to mind, especially considering I've had so many wonderful t-shirt. Oh, where'd you go? Sorry. uh, I've had so many great teachers and read so many awesome books, about writing poetry. Um, I don't know. I can't think of any super terrific
Yeah,
advice about writing poetry.
and that's okay.
Um,
That's
yeah,
totally fine.
sorry.
Um, and what would be some? I'm sorry, I have a very clingy dog.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to some poets just starting out? Like, if someone like an 11-year-old boy came up to you after your reading and said, "I want to do what you do," like, what advice would you give him?
Um, I don't know. Just start writing, I guess I would probably say. Go to poetry readings, see what other people are doing, take classes, talk to people, try to meet other poets. Really try to just get involved in what other writers are doing. I think that's been a pretty tremendous influence on me. Is just knowing other people who are doing what I'm doing and can kind of share the experience at times because like you were saying, like sometimes you just need to talk things out and work through things verbally, and knowing other poets is certainly extremely helpful when it comes to that.
Yeah, definitely. Um, well, cool. So that's basically all I have. Like, those are all the questions I have. I was going to ask you what your guilty pleasures are, but I think we actually covered that, right? Maybe you could name some junk fiction for us that you read.
Okay. Is Carl Heisen is one that I read over the summer. Uh, I'm from the Keys, and he wrote one about South Florida and after Hurricane Andrew and stuff. So
Is that
I
Nature Girl?
uh uh oh, shoot, what was the name of it? Uh, I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't
Yeah.
remember the
Yeah,
uh,
I actually have been really curious about Carl Hiaasen. It seems like he likes to incorporate like a lot of humor with the mystery story. So Yeah.
Yeah, it is sort of mystery like, but funny at times, and a little obvious at times. You sort of know where the story's going and how the pieces are going to fit together. But for me, it was the backdrop and the scenery that was really fun. Um, I like to talk about the place where I'm from and listen to other people talk about it. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it for that reason.
So what are your plans now that you've got the Robertson Prize and you're a senior and you're about to graduate? What's next for Laura Theobald?
I'm applying to grad school right now, looking at 4 or 5 different colleges that I'll be applying to, and working on a portfolio and GREs tomorrow morning. Woohoo! And
Good luck.
I know you know what that's like.
Yes, I
Uh,
just took mine today. I mean, it's not really that bad once you're in there. You're like, okay, this is pretty straightforward, but still, you know.
yeah. So, everything's up in the air, and who knows where I'll be a year from now. But exciting.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Well, good luck and thanks for meeting with me online. I know we had a few technical issues for a while. So thanks for your patience on that. But yeah, the best of luck for you and thank you so much for coming to our conference and
Sure.
congratulations.
Thanks.
Cool. Well,
Fought in a war, and I left my friends behind me to go looking for the enemy, and it wasn't very long before I found out that the sickness there ahead of me went beyond the bed-set infamy of a decade gone before. I reminded myself of the words you said. We were getting on, and I bet you're making shells by